Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stephen Valentine. I am your former commissioner. Worked for the Superior Court for 6.5 years. More important than that, I came to this community in 1995 and I opened my office at Burke Junction right across the freeway. As a sole practitioner, I ran my business. I assisted in running the shopping center. I heard cases, or took cases that were family law, criminal law, landlord-tenant, and civil disputes between business partners. Having done that for through 2002, I also worked as a judge pro tem doing settlements for the family law court, and then I started doing traffic and small claims on a temporary basis. Eventually, I was hired. I worked 6 years and 11 months as a commissioner. Before all that, however, I was in Southern California. I'm not particularly young. I owned a dog kennel for 17 years, raised and trained Labrador retrievers. I donated a total of 13 years to service in that community. I worked for the Ventura Police Department for 3 years, and then for the Ventura County Sheriff's Department as a reserve deputy sheriff for 10 years. So I saw that side of the law. I've made arrests, I've made traffic stops, I've done all the stuff that you want your policemen and deputies to do. Then I decided to go to law school. Did all that while I was raising 2 daughters. We moved up here in 1995. Both daughters graduated from Ponderosa High School. I have ties to this community that go a little bit deeper than just residing on the edge of it. I've got property up in Shingle Springs where I've lived that whole time. My lovely wife and I raise goats. We've got horses. Essentially been doing functions in this area the whole time. Why do I want to be a judge? Well, when I retired 2 years ago, I retired with the intent that I would run at some point in time. Now really what I thought was going to happen is that one of my friends on the bench would retire and then I would run for the empty seat. Well, that's not going to happen for at least a couple of more years. However, when the appointment of Judge Strassner came through, I started hearing rumors about they needed some more help. Talked to my friends on the bench, talked to my friends that were attorneys, talked to people who had appeared before me in court, and decided that I wasn't going to wait, I was going to run now. Basically, I'm offering you the experience of 6.5 years doing the job. I've been trained to do at the Judges College, training since Judges College. Essentially, they offer us as bench officers an opportunity to get refresher courses almost on an annually basis, if not more often. Yeah, we have problems in this county. We have problems no worse than anybody else has. But what we really need is we need somebody that can do the job, do it fairly, and do it with you in mind. Now, I think of it as a service. We do service for the community. That's what we do. We're there to help you settle your problems, to make sure your government doesn't run over you in the criminal court, to make sure that your rights are in fact protected, all of them, not just the first, the second, everything. Constitution is number 1, California Constitution is number 2, and then we deal with the laws that have come down since then and the regulations. And you've got to be willing to make the calls, to hear the evidence, and make your rulings. And then you have to move on to the next case. You don't get the opportunity to babysit the case all the way through unless you're doing some sort of a drug court. Those are more hands-on. Essentially what I'm asking you to do is remember the time I've given you and what I'm willing to give you in the future. Like Rico said, look to what they've done in the past. That's what you can expect in the future.